Hey there guys, welcome to this episode of Landlord Go. Let's not talk about the previous episode. There's a trend on national parks, which is 10% discount, and we have a bid here from someone who has bid 1 trillion for the national park that we have in our account. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to accept the bid, obviously, and we have 5 billion right now. So once accepted the bid, we should have about 905 billion once the entire thing is done. But I don't know how much time it's going to take because it's taking a lot of time. The money still hasn't appeared, although we have accepted the bid. So yeah, we have 905 billion. So there is a 10% reduction, which is the normal reduction that happens when you do the bidding, but there is no additional 10% reduction that would have happened if we bought this from if we sold it to the bank instead, because there's a 10% trend going on right now. So we're going to go into the map and rebuy this property because obviously we can. So I'm just going to go into map view here, and there's a discount. So let's view this. Now we have 905 billion in cash, and we're going to hit the market, but we can only buy about 288 shares because that's the only that's the number of shares that's available. Let's pick those up, and our portfolio, let me just relocate the agent somewhere here in this area. Maybe we can find another national park, who knows. So this can take 10-15 seconds. We have 1 minute left on the trend, so maybe hopefully we can find another national park, and maybe we can make big out of this newly developed situation that we have right now. We'll talk about everything in detail. Just let me just get over this trend first so we have time to talk about everything else. And for some reason this is not showing nature. Okay, so it's not here. Let's relocate our agent to maybe to this location here. Let's see. Now obviously there's only 30 seconds left, so we can't really pick this up, but for future references, it's always good to look for properties that are supposedly repeated in trends. So this thing, national parks, is repeated a lot, so we are looking at that. And there isn't any national park, so there's only one over here. There isn't anything else that we can find in Mumbai, at least. So yeah, we have now, the situation is that we had a bid of let me just go into over here. So it says you have successfully accepted the offer for 496 shares of Nagala trial for 1 trillion, and that's the property that we bought a few weeks ago. Maybe it was the Earth Day, I guess, and that's the day that we bought that property. And apart from that, we also later on upgraded our landlord skill so that we get benefit of the revenue that is generated, because our main income source is going to be revenue now. And from the revenue that was generated, I actually picked up INS Kunjali, which was on a discount of 20%. And I know 20% is not a lot, but we have always wanted to own this property, so we're going to buy all of the shares of this property. Whenever the trend pops up, we're not going to buy it in cash in the normal state that it is in. We are only going to pick it up in trends, most probably in trends. We're not yet sure. It's an exclusive property. There's one other guy who owns 1 share of the property, so most probably we can pick up all of the shares of the property. This property is about worth about 600 billion, if you can see over here, and 600 billion for a property at level 1 is pretty good. We can upgrade this to, I don't know how much we can do it, because we've never dealt with properties that are 4-star or higher in the upgrade department, at least. So apart from that, we have these properties in our portfolio, and I also found a lot of what is it called, amusement parks, I guess. That's a trend that popped up a few weeks ago. I found a lot of amusement park near Kopoli and Lunavla and places like that. But the thing was, those properties aren't that expensive. They were like 20-25 billion each, and I really didn't want to sell my Nagala trial, which was the property that I owned. The valuation of the property at the time was 389 billion. So after selling it, we would get about 300 billion in cash from the bank, and the total number of properties that were available in that trend, the amusement park trend, were about I don't know, 10, not 10, I guess 8, 7 or 8 properties. So spending just about 140 to 160 billion to buy those properties after selling a property that was about 389 billion is, I don't think, worth it. Also, these properties, nature resorts, and most probably nature properties, are properties that most top players have in their portfolio, so they will pick these up from you. So that's what happened here. This guy bought this property for 1 trillion because I think he has it his in portfolio. I don't know. If you go into the property here, let me just go into the property card. Can't see it right now, so we have to go into the map view and get back to the property, which was over here. So we'll, wait 10-15 seconds. It's not going to take a lot. But the thing is, these green color properties are majorly held by top players in the game, because the other alternative is land properties, and land properties need influence, as we all know, which is basically garbage. So that's the reason that top players actually invest in these other properties, which are mostly national parks and other things. Where's that national park? It was right over here. Let me see one more time. So let's go into the map view in our portfolio and let's see where this is exactly. Okay, so it's near the Kajupara area. Okay, and our agent is moving there. Like, this is really good, this is really good. There have been a few updates in the game that are really good. Apart from the update that is basically, we can now buy additional shares of the same property if we have it in our portfolio. So I can just buy the shares of Ines Kunjali from here. I don't really have to move my agent to Ines Kunjali, which is basically a 50-50. It's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing. Depends on how you look at it. For top players, this is a really good thing. But for players that are starting out new, this is not great. And for channels like ours that explore the world, I don't think this is really good. But it's okay. It's not a big deal. It's just another thing that has popped up. So yeah. So the top players here are King, Godfather, and Romano. Romano is the guy who bid the amount to 1 trillion for this property. And apart from that, there are other shareholders, so maybe he'll bid us again and we can sell the 288 shares that we have again to Romano for a profit. I don't know. There's about 7,000 shares of this property on the market right now. I think, yeah, about 7,000, somewhere in that range, which is really great. But yeah, so let's just go into the leaderboard now. We obviously have dropped ranks because we went from 516 billion to 356 billion, but do not forget the amount of the cash that we have is 701 billion, so we're technically in the 1 trillion market. The only reason we are not going to invest that cash right now is because we are looking for trends. So we will wait 2 or 3 days for a trend to pop up. If it doesn't pop up, we will invest this money into a property, most probably airports or something like that, because we have blue colored collection over here, but I'm not so sure what I'm going to get with that, because 701 billion is a lot. Maybe we'll just pick up Ines Kunjali, the rest of the shares of Ines Kunjali. We can actually afford all of the shares now. If you go in here, we can buy the entire property. 569 billion is all that is needed to be able to afford the property, and we can buy the entire property. But we will wait 2 or 3 days. So if there is a good trend that pops up, we will pick up that kind of property. But I don't think there's going to be a good trend. There's 700 billion is a lot of cash to spend on properties, and there aren't any good trends that really do pop up that allow us to spend this kind of money. Apart from that, let's just go into the portfolio ones, and we have an estimated daily profit of about 1 billion, which is not much, but that's great. And leaderboard, let's just look at it once more. 37 in the country, 3840 in the world, and 4th rank in the server. Now technically we are supposed to be 3rd rank in the server because we have 1 trillion, but we never know what Amit actually has in his cash account as well. So apart from that, pretty good. And I think there's a new guy who's come to India. I think he's the top player in the world, right? Yeah, he's the top player in the world who's come to India. He's changed his location. You can do that in the app, and that's why he's showing up as number 1 in India. Also, there's Romano is also in India, number 4 in India. 52.1 trillion is his net worth. So I think, yeah, that's all for today's video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and also don't forget to hit the notification icon so you don't miss a video when it's out. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time in a new video.